Yeah. Got the Camaro back from SEMA. She's looking good, but she needs some paint.
Yeah, we've been back for a while now, and we've just been too busy getting excited about other stuff. So now it's time to strip it down, weld all the rest of the frame that I didn't have a chance to weld yet, reinforce a couple of things, paint it, and then seeing as how we're back in the land of no pavement, we're gonna throw the dirt tires on and give it a proper test.
Well, it's the first time we get to show you guys a cool part of Camaro's design here. The oil tank right here. So right underneath it, proper drain plug.
Wow, that's very fresh.
Yeah. So we just ordered an engine for our next Power Wheels build on eBay. So we're curious on how much this weighs, because I guess we could say that our next one is going to be very light and make way more power. Wow, 99, 100,
Really?
101.
I knew that thing was heavy, which I mean really still for what you get, that's 100 pounds for an engine and a 5-speed transmission that puts out, you know, like 40-ish horsepower, so it's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
The new one's gonna be better.
Very cool.
I'm gonna reinforce the front spindles up here. They're pretty sturdy as is, but for really off-road sending and hitting bumps, this element here isn't really very strong. If you hit something hard here or hit a bump really hard, well, straight up and down is pretty strong because it pushes straight back there, but if it had any force pushing this way, it could just twist. So we don't want that. I think I'll use some of this same thin 1/2-inch tubing and just basically do something like, I mean, that's a bent piece. I'll probably use a straight piece, but something like that just ties it together.
We're gonna take a quick break to talk about the sponsor for this video, eBay Motors. Now, eBay Motors is a new app that makes buying and selling cars super easy. You get a personalized homepage. Well, we're just gonna show you guys. So you just open it up, hit sell.
You got your year selection, and then you go take photo. Here, snap a photo of the license plate. Oh, found a pickup. Is this your vehicle? 2000 Tacoma, license plate, VIN number. That's awesome. Yes, that's my car. It's a manual now. Color, silver. Wow, this is super simple. We can record a little walk around video of the Tacoma.
Another cool thing about the eBay Motors app is you can bid at any time from anywhere, and it's totally customized experience for showing you cars that you'll actually be interested in, and it works really well. Also, if you're buying on eBay, you are covered by the Vehicle Purchase Protection Plan, which covers up to $100,000 for vehicle non-delivery, missing title, or significant undisclosed defects.
So what I think is really cool in the buying section of the eBay Motors app is all these little categories that like it just kind of like comes up with. You got 50s classics, expensive. No, that's not the one we want. Project vehicles. That's super cool. So there's a whole category that is just project vehicles.
So the eBay Motors app is totally brand new, super easy to use, and the download link is in our description. So you guys should download that for free. Maybe find your next project vehicle, your next daily driver, everything's on there. So go ahead and check it out, and let's get back to building.
I've got it all the way stripped down. I've got these still bolted on with their new reinforcements here because I'm going to weld them before I unbolt them so that they don't have as much chance to warp. Here's the rear end. It's actually
cool.
Pretty heavy. I'll be interested to see what this whole thing weighs when it's done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so, and then this is just one more bolt on this side because 2 of them are already gone for the caliper. 3 bolts on here, and then the whole thing will just bloop, pop right out.
She looks so good. I wish it was all stainless.
Yeah, me too. That'd be awesome.
Just keep it like this.
I think the tank will look cool being stainless. And then everything else will primer it. And then paint the floor pan here black. And then the rest of it's going to be BMW door tractor paint yellow.
Oh yeah, John Deere special.
Is it John Deere?
It's John Deere yellow.
Oh, that will make some people happy, I'm sure. Decided to go with some black accents, so all the suspension pieces are going to be black, obviously. And then on the main chassis, the floor pan and the oil tank, various other little things are going to be black. Steering column, and then everything else is going to be bright yellow, which we showed that color before, but here it is again. I have to let this black dry before I can mask it off so that I can paint everything else yellow. And then that'll also give these a chance to dry so I can like set them somewhere else and cover them up so they don't get yellow overspray on them.
This is so awesome.
Couldn't wait for the yellow paint to dry. I had to strip some of the paper off so I could see what it looks like. Black and yellow is just a classic combination.
Especially for American muscle.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of a multicultural vehicle. The chassis was built in America, the engine was built in Japan, the body was almost certainly built in China.
Yeah. Everything on the Camaro is painted up and looking really nice, but we want to weigh a few of the pieces.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to how much the whole frame weighs with nothing else on it except for, you know, obviously the gas tank and oil tank, which are technically part of the frame. So, grab out the crane scale and see how much she weighs.
60 pounds,
Nice.
61, 62 now.
Cool. That's not bad.
No.
That's really light, actually.
Yeah.
Also, it's extremely balanced weight-wise. Did you see that? Steering column is exactly centered.
Yeah. That's awesome. Things are really coming together here. Just wiring up the starter, throwing on the exhaust. Pretty much there.
Some tires. Right now I'm trying to refigure where all of these wires went because it came unplugged and they were not, you know, labeled. So, gotta figure out this ignition once again.
Got her running on the table. Now we just need some snow tires and a rip session.
That's right. Come on.
Yeah. First time in the snow. That was huge.
Ouch.
How scary was that?
A little bit scary.
Oh man.
Also, my butt is completely frozen solid.
I bet that it bottomed out hard, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was quite a send for the very first jump in the Camaro.
Yeah, that was a little bit painful. Oh, but she took it like a champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've established you can jump it, but it is brutal. Like going down that was so rough.
Yeah, real quick. Look at that.
Yeah.
That'd be rough in Cinderella.
That was a bouncy bouncer, that's for sure. So this thing has a completely unintentional but extremely useful feature, which is when you turn it all the way this way, this tire binds up, the wheel runs into the tie rod. What that means is if you're drifting really wide left and you start to oversteer, you counter steer a little more, and it's like auto stability control. It locks up that tire and straightens you out.
There you go.
If you can see that in the footage, you'll be able to see it happen, because it'll be spinning and then it locks and then yeah.
Anyway. We'll get a slow-mo shot of that so you guys can see what's going on. It's the Camaro's first time around the rally track. We're not timing or anything, but let's see how this goes. Yeah. That was an awesome drift down at the bottom just now.
Yeah, both times it was just a send.
Oh man, she's such a little beast. It's so little. My guess is it looks a lot bigger than it actually is on camera.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny. Oh, man, so wet and cold. And that's so much fun. Hey, I didn't break it. That means you can drive it.
Yeah! That was a really good time.
Yeah, I would say overall very successful rip. I'd say that was a really successful, solid test rip. First real test drive it's had.
Yeah.
And for the most part, everything survived. The brakes are not adequate, but that's just a matter of they need to be bled again, I'm pretty sure, because they worked just fine before, so just in taking it apart and putting it back together, they need to be bled. The main issue is the fuel pump is vastly inadequate. It's a pulse pump, which on the ATV, the gas tank sat about here, so there's really no need for a fuel pump anyway. It was just for extra in case you were like going up a steep hill or something, I guess. Anyway, the point is, it's not adequate for sucking fuel from the tank to the carburetors. It works sometimes, but not all the time. And if you do too many donuts and all the fuel sloshes to one side of the tank, then the fuel pump loses its prime and becomes 100% worthless, and you have to like manually prime it again and then start it again. So we'll get an electric fuel pump and just fix all of those problems.
It works really well.
Yeah,
the steering's super tight.
Yep.
And it actually steers better, at least when I'm driving, than any of the other things.
Yeah, no, it definitely, it has a lot more steering angle than that. The Mustang has a ton of angle too, but the Mustang's just terrible handling everywhere, so you can't compare. It's also got a way narrower wheelbase that's almost as long, so it's less square, which makes it turn better. And the cooling system works. The fan even comes on and turns on and off, so that's cool. Oh yeah, that's the other big issue.
Yeah.
The brake rubs on the frame there, which just means that the whole axle assembly shifted over a little bit, so we need to shift it back and then make it lock in place a little bit better.
The Rella looks like a giant compared to the Camaro. The next one is engine-wise right in there.
Oh yeah.
Probably hear about that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, very exciting engine in there. For once, we're not destroying a working vehicle to get an engine.
It's got an engine on eBay.
Yeah, I think that's the first time ever. We'll see if it works out, but it was guaranteed to run.
And I know we've been starting a lot of projects recently, but we're kind of gearing up and getting a lot of parts for winter, so bear with us. But 2J mower is definitely gonna happen. This is definitely gonna happen. The one you're gonna hear about next week is gonna happen, and the next Power Wheels is gonna happen. And we're just gonna be building them all together. So we've got a lot of parts coming, and we'll kind of work on them as we get the parts, but tell us what's your favorite one so far, and we'll make that a priority. Yeah, guys, you saw what you saw. we now
set the Camaro on fire.
We now have the fire extinguisher in an easy to find location. We have one up there, one here. That one was there the whole time. We just couldn't find it because we were a little stressed out.
Yeah.
But you know, looks like nothing major was damaged. Just a little charred marks on the front of the Camaro, and then we lost the filter. The air filter.
Air filter died, that's okay. We have a new one on the way anyway.
That was an old garbage one from the scooter anyways.
Yeah.
So now we're making sure she still starts and everything's good, and then we're gonna carry on in life. Yeah!
Turns out the Camaro's fireproof.
No harm, no foul. Carrying on.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't a great way to start out the day.